terrible, horrible, no good, very bad road trip state reality. It has been, woo, y'all. It's been a moment, ain't it? It's been a story. We have been, we've been hither and yon. We've been there and back. We've been gone again. So good. We've been adventuring. I am Arnica, your GM and storyteller, and I have a question for my cast
Oh
today.
no.
No, it's fine.
Why
It's
you gotta do
really
this?
I'm
easy.
scared.
Look. It's definitely not a heavy weighted question. I'm definitely not about to ask you guys about sacrifice or anything like that. That's next week's question. This week's question is is very very simple. What is your favorite variation of Oz? Is it the book version of Oz? Is it the Emerald City from the Wiz? Is it the classic Judy Garland? What's your favorite Oz? Let's start with Rosie.
Hey, I'm Rosie, SweetRosieBee, just about everywhere on the internet. Today I am playing Stelly Pineheart, a deer wildkin with extra big ears for listening. My favorite iteration of Oz, I think, as far as the ones I've seen, is the one in Wicked. I really enjoy the sort of deep dive into the society therein, and it's a great show.
It is. I freaking love Wicked. I had all those books the year it came out. I got the first book and I have all of them and just great fucking series. All right, how about Nox?
All right. Hi everyone. I'm Nox. She, her. I am Pine Nakoni. Our God, I can't really call her our anxious pine lady. She's just the pine lady that's fed up with people's bullshit. And really sad that her friends are gone. Um, and my favorite version of Oz. Oh God. Okay. Uh, did I read all the books? Yes. Did I like the books? I liked Tip, and that was pretty much it, actually. But I did love the musical, so we're gonna go with the musical. We're gonna go Wicked. I love it. I wish I could hit any note in that musical, any of them. I can't. But also, I just really love when we take well-known stories and give like a twist on the backstory, and it just made the story that much better to me.
Awesome. Love it. Thank you. How about you, Julie?
Hi, everyone. My name is Julie, or Julie CL, and with the evacuation of Benny from the plot, today I am inhabiting Luminen, the child of the daughter of the rainbow, a sylph, a fairy-like individual named after the light. And my favorite variation of Oz, I think I will say The Wiz. It was a very fun reimagining of it, and also the yellow brick road as taxi cabs is just incredible, absolutely incredible. Just taking a story we're familiar with and recontextualizing it for that metropolitan setting is it's great. It's a wild ride of a movie if you haven't seen it. It's a classic though.
Fucking love the Wiz. I will not name this person, but I will say that I know a black adult who was all of a sudden, they were in their mid 20s and we were watching The Wiz, and it was not their first time. They had watched The Wiz consistently, yearly, since they were a child. And Dorothy's running after the cabs, and the cabs all turn their fucking things off. And just this fool goes, "Wait a minute! You mother. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Our whole black ass life we've been watching The Wiz, and now in your 20s, you go, wait a minute, they turned the cab lights off. If you don't get the fuck out of here. Okay. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. The best thing about telling this story is they're going to be so mad because they obviously know it's them, but no one else knows it's them. They're just going to be like, I can't believe you told the whole internet on me. All right. Cheers.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, Merry Time Zone. I'm Bloodthread Shears, Shears for short. I play the last human standing, basically, Melanie. Uh, as you saw, she can't write a certain name. Uh, to answer the question, I'm old. I'm probably basic. I love Judy Garland. Somewhere Over the Rainbow holds a lot of significance for me and my family. Um, I grew up autistically watching the VHS. We still have the VHS for some godforsaken reason. It's still in good condition. We shared that love of that film with my niece Gremlin. And I've actually sang the song Somewhere Over the Rainbow multiple times, either in the traditional Julie Garland fashion or a bit more freely. But it does hold a lot of significance for somebody who's been off the beaten path, for anyone who felt like they didn't belong. So Judy Garland, and also the fact that you have all of the amazing actors, and then when you find out the story behind the movie, that adds to it, which I like.
Nice. Okay, I have to let you know. I I love the Judy Garland movie. I cannot watch it in a straight shot. I have a self hypnosis trigger where the horse of a different color immediately puts me to sleep. Does not matter if I've watched the whole thing or just 5 minutes. If I see the horse of a different color, I am asleep within 45 seconds. I am. It comes from when I was a kid. From when I was a kid, my parents used to use it to put me to sleep, and at this point, damn. It's wild. It's wild. Okay, so now you all know how to kidnap me using Judy Garland and the horse of a different color, but then you have to pick me up. So joke's on you. Leland, how you doing?
Okay. Yeah, I was up late one oh hi, I'm Leland. Uh at Leopold the Just on the internet. Cool. I'm playing a rock person who's pretty cool. Um okay, so my favorite anyway, I really want to get to the question. Uh my favorite. Oh, I was up late one night, right? And I was on this website, never been there before. It had like the title was like orange and black. It was weird logo, and it was it was this. It started off with this scene with um.
Oh,
It started off with this scene with uh the Tin Man and the Scarecrow. They were started making out. I don't know. It went to some pretty interesting places. That's probably my favorite Wizard of Oz uh,
You're fired,
remake.
Leland.
That's probably my
Wow.
favorite.
I don't know what's worse is that he said that or that it took me so long to get what site he's on.
I know.
I just asexual
uh,
so hard.
I know.
but no,
My favorite part was watching it click on. Just go, wait. God, is Leland really? No, Leland's fired.
God damn it, Leland. Leland.
So everyone, Leland has been playing Topaz,
Wow.
but Leland's fired now. But you know what?
there's a casting
I'm
call
gonna
for the
let you stick.
finale. You have to be able to do a weird voice.
Yeah, or else we'll give it to Rosie and she'll have to do double duty.
Leland's voice will be
Topaz.
attack.
Just like that.
Can I change my answer for favorite Wizard of Oz area because it's not
I hate all of
like
y'all.
it's not like Leland's, but I just
I'm
realized I have a
sorry.
different one.
But no, it's not that one. It's I honestly though I watched the original like a million times as a kid, so I guess I'd probably have to say that one. The Wiz is amazing. I've only ever seen it once though, when also when I was a kid, so I need to fix that.
You do need to fix that. In fact, Wednesday will be the Wiz Day once again at work
The Wiz Day.
because all February, I'm a big musical person at work. They have to listen to musicals the whole time I'm in the office. And in February,
That's
we
awesome.
listen to a lot of black musicals, far more than most people knew there were available. And this Wednesday will be always all day. It'll be so great. As soon as it's over, they'll be like, "Yeah, it's over." Nah, I'm autistic. Repeat, bitch. All right. So Are you ready?
No.
We better be.
Okay.
Is Mike? Did we lose
Hold
Julie,
on.
or is
Did we lose me?
No,
No,
you're here.
I see
You're
Julie.
here.
Ah.
Julie frozen though?
All right, let's do
Am I-
this.
Oh, that might be you, Leland.
Nope, it's
Okay.
all Leland.
Okay,
Looks good.
hold on.
This
Stream
this
haunted.
was your curse
All right.
for exposing us
If I hit
to
reload, would
Yeah,
that?
exactly.
that
Yep.
knowledge.
This is your punishment.
Oh yeah.
Equivalent exchange.
Well,
Equivalent
We lost
exchange.
Leland. Topaz froze again.
Oh, so
All
sad.
right.
damn it.
Topaz just turned into like
A statue.
yeah.
He statued.
Oh, we did lose Leland.
All right,
Stream
Leland's
haunted.
probably rebooting the stream, so let's give just a couple minutes. Give him a chance to pop back in, and then we'll get started.
There's a YA series called
Woo!
Dorothy Must Die.
Yeah.
That was the other one. I completely forgot about that until I was exposed to Leland's answer. And but Dorothy Must Die, I remember really liking when I was in high school. I think it was one of the only book series I read, but like between sophomore year and senior year when I got back into reading. And so I just think it's fun. And I think the last book is called Yellow Brick War. And I don't know how well it holds up. I haven't read it since high school, which was 2017. So just saw everybody's face when I said that. I'm sorry.
I
You gotta
know.
keep that shit to yourself. Keep that shit in here. I'm just kidding. I don't care.
All right.
Oh
All
my
right,
God.
y'all. Knox the baby, and we're all ancient. Let's go ahead and do this
Yeah,
shit.
let's just
We're
get
fine.
that. Let's just get over that
I
hill.
really
and
want to make it
continue forth.
worse. I really want to make it worse. Just mention my mom
If you
graduated
make
in
it worse, I will crash
1995.
the ship into the desert and kill all of you and turn the stream off. I swear to God. Okay.
Oh,
Stop
God.
Good.
breaking the void.
So now that we have set
I'm
boundaries,
sorry.
terrible, terrible boundaries. Okay, I'm done. So, last time we saw all of you, you were at the do-it-yourself junkyard. Uh, your ship has been assembled. You would have thought, considering all of the mess that y'all brought, just assorted kind of garbage, that you'd be mounting up onto, you know, this kid's boxcar racer of a ship. But the thing floating, hovering off the ground, about 10, 15 feet in front of you, is a work of beauty. It is really a shame that Benny is not here to see this airship, because Benny would have appreciated every inch of this. The sleek lines, the curve of the sail, the way that the stabilizers arch out just so. She really is. She's gorgeous. She does need a name. It is deeply unlucky to sail a ship that is unnamed. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, you gonna need all the luck you can get. So Lord, don't get on this unnamed ship. Just from me to you, advice. Um, the ship is waiting. Johnny and Johann stand off to the side. Johnny looks a little bit tired. He's old. He put in a lot of extra effort and care, you can tell, but it's taken a lot out of him. He's leaning on his husband. His husband's doing a lot of support work holding him up, but he's very proud of himself, as he looks at y'all and says, this will get you anywhere you need to go.
Right, so it'll get us out of this whole situation. We can just go the other way. No? All right, figured I'd try. Luminin goes to lie down on the ship.
Oh, don't. We need to name it first. Melanie
Honestly,
goes
I say we
to-
just let it happen.
I have an idea.
Yes, Rockman.
Why don't we name it after? Why don't we name it after something beautiful?
At that, Melanie goes over.
And
To
my
Johnny.
character's staring at pie when he says that.
Oh,
What, you're gonna call it the pine cone then?
Better than the
sounds good.
jackass.
Feels like you were directing that comment at somebody, but I'm not being able to pick up on the subtext. Sorry about that.
believe it was you, actually, Lumen.
Not so sure about that one. So the pine
Seems to
cone, is
be.
it?
The pine cone, it is. But put a space between the I and the N at the front.
oh, pi, like the number.
That works too. Let's just get on.
I'd
the
rather
ship.
like that.
I wish I could put a space between the I and the rest of you, but we're stuck together.
Nobody wishes
Isn't
that more than
that
me.
number
need a
very
nap.
long?
I do need a nap.
Nobody wishes that more than me right now. I want the fanny pack guy back.
I have no
Y'all are
idea
so cranky.
what that means. What the fuck is a fanny pack?
It's a horrible, horrible thing that I prefer to you.
Touche.
While
Everyone
this
needs naps.
bickering is going on, Melanie's just looking at the ship and goes over to Johnny and his husband. She's trying not to cry. She remembers the last time he built something for her and made something for her. Her voice gets a little softer and she becomes a bit more childlike around him. Like, this is Grandpa. And she goes, Johnny? You outdid
And
yourself.
he reaches out, he puts his hand on your shoulder, gives you a brings you in for a tight squeeze. So now you just kind of squished a little bit between him and Johan. Hug is very warm, and he goes, right in your ear. He just lets you know, you you know what to do. Don't be scared of what you don't remember. You know what to do.
I'm still scared. What if I can't come back?
Um, so kind of draws back and he looks at you, and it's a loving look, but it's very firm and stern as he goes, well, of course you can't go back. Humans really kind of only go in one direction, honey. Y'all go forward. You move things forward with you. It is your gift and it is your curse. But there ain't nothing wrong with going forward. Most of the people who were behind you will be right on the other side when you get there.
If I feel bad that I didn't get to see you get married. Do you remember the little red book I got you? Do you still have it?
So Johnny's house has, you cannot tell. The outside of it is quite small. It looks like the junkyard fills almost all of the space. The house is really just kind of a tar paper and pasteboard construct, but it lives by TARDIS rules. It is significantly larger on the inside. And deep inside that house, Johnny very much does have and remember the book you are describing.
Melanie takes out of the page that she wrote about Johnny and the note that says, potential actors I want to portray this man. And they are all top tier. They're all handsome. And they're all people he told her to he wants portrayed. He doesn't care if they're alive or dead. That's who he wants. She honored that. And she takes the page out and hands it to him. A trade? I got the actor you wanted.
Johnny is thrilled. He cackles, uh, takes the page, and his fingers are very quick and clever. He folds it into just this. He folds it into a little image of the ship. It is a perfect model of the ship that you're on, and he taps it, and it begins to hover above his palm. And he kind of whispers down at it, and it flies off into the house. It's going to go land on top of the book you gave him. It will always float right over top of it. Uh, he goes, seems like a fair trade to me.
I fought for it.
Uh, he, he, you know, he gives you one last hug, but when Johann pats you on the back this time, you know that, you know, when he steps back, he's taking Johnny in the house. Johnny needs to go lay down. He goes, well, you if you head that way, and he points pretty much in any direction. It all there's only two ways in and out. You're already out. You have to go in. Um, Oz is waiting. It'll take you a day, and it will take you a night. You have never. It is the longest time you have spent just not doing anything. You guys have time to kind of relax, figure something out. You might even be able to think of a plan. Good luck with that. Uh, but you have time. You can go ahead and board the ship anytime you want.
She looks to Johann and says, he did good with you, and I'm glad. If I survive this, can I come visit you too?
Oh yeah. Oh. Johnny laughs. He's like, the Anchor of Wonderland doesn't have the Anchor of Oz doesn't have to ask anyone's permission to come around the fairylands. But I like your manners. Of course you can.
You know, Mama taught me well, and you taught me well. I hope to do all of you proud. And she gives him her cane with like the cute little baubles. One of them is a acrylic in the shape of a narwhal. I told you they're real. And she's gonna very carefully, with the book in her hands. The leather still smells fresh. Grip it and take a deep breath and go on the ship.
Cool. All right, Melanie has boarded the ship. The ship has been named. Once everybody is on board, we'll discuss how y'all gonna launch it. You'll be fine. It'll work great. It's definitely no chance of it going wrong.
We still
What do y'all
talk,
want?
right?
Y'all do have talk. Talk is
Okay.
still with you. Someone should probably help him on board, though. He
I'll
doesn't have
carry him.
thumbs.
Nah, I haven't grown that much yet.
I will carry
Put
the
it down.
dog for sure and give him scritches on the way.
All right. So Topaz picks up Talk, and the two of them get on board the ship. Luminen already flew up and settled. That just leaves Stella and Pi.
I
I'm
have a
gonna take a
question.
mirthful leap.
Tree just like picks herself up like
I have a question.
parkour.
Yes, Leland.
Is this ship on water?
No, this
Thank
is an
goodness. Okay.
airship. It floats about 15 feet above the desert.
Oh, I love it. Okay. Yeah. I'm afraid of the ocean. This is different. We're
Well,
good.
it's a
You have
good thing it's
never
not
been
on water
happier.
because otherwise Pi would be the boat.
Yeah, because if I fall out of this ship, I could just go to statue mode and then clunk, hit the ground, and then get up, climb out of the
Uh,
sand. And
no, my friend, you are alive. You are a living rock, but you are still alive. If you fall out this ship and hit that sand, you are dead.
Do we have?
well,
It is
I'm not gonna
instant
ask.
death to touch the sand of the desert.
instant death sand. Got it. Never mind. I thought it was just
Good to
normal,
know.
normal
I'm
chill
No,
sand.
no,
I'm
buddy.
very,
This is the desert that Dorothy had to fly across with with some silver shoes. It is that desert.
I am
Got
very
it.
scared to ask this question
Yeah.
because again, I adore you. You terrify me. Um, as my GM, you terrify me. Are we gonna have to roll to make sure we stay in the boat?
I mean, that'll depend on your role when you launch the boat. If
Oh,
you do a
lovely.
good job launching the boat, then no. If y'all fuck up the boat launch, possibly.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
It's fine.
I can hear Shears yelling at me not to poke the void.
um, so as you guys have traveled, the sun has never really been very high in the sky. Everywhere you've been, the sun has been low and has been setting slowly. You've never really seen anything in the daylight. It was evening. It was early evening in Wonderland. It was late evening in Neverland. It was twilight in on the Phantom Toll roads. But here, as you board the ship, the moon is rising over the desert. The stars are all the wrong colors. They're electric blues and greens. They're on the wrong shades and spectrums, but they're still twinkling. There's too many of them. You wouldn't think there could be too many stars, but they crowd the sky like too many teeth. They look
Hey.
down at you like too many eyes. They are watching you. The void is watching you through them. This is not a relaxing sky. This is a sky that is tracking you as you get on your boat. Now, who wants to drive?
Uh, well,
No.
I was gonna say Benny.
Oh,
Really? Because there's another pirate here.
Oh,
yeah. There is another pirate here, but
get that
we know
pirate to do it.
the player's roles.
That's not
I,
my problem. That's
yeah,
y'all's problem.
I'm just saying. I know about boats begrudgingly. No, I'm scared of the ocean, and I have a 3 body. I think would that be what I would roll?
It would. I would have you roll your body.
Yeah, yeah, we're good. We're good,
All
y'all.
right.
I'm using the
thank
digital
God you.
dice on my
Thank
phone.
God you
Look.
didn't. You said not to have Melanie do it. God damn, she's too compromised.
I also
Anyway,
have.
all right. I'm gonna do a
I
roll now.
also can do
Come
it.
on,
Um,
Topaz.
yes. Go
Okay.
ahead and roll all three of your body. You need a 4 is a rough launch, a 5 is an okay launch, a 6 is a great
She
launch.
can't walk.
Yalla yalla.
I got 2 5s and a 4.
Nice. So,
Yes!
because you got 2 5s, it's going to be the same as a successful launch without drawing the attention of the void. So that's even better than having gotten 1 6. Good job. Here
Thanks.
is what happens. Um, you get behind the wheel of the ship, and it just you understand it's not entirely built like a ship for the water, but just something in you goes, "Oh, I got this." Yeah, no, instead of rudders, just got it. It clicks. Um, things are very large. Like Johnny knew that you would be the main pilot, that you would be the captain of this boat. Everything is built for your very large, strong hands, Topaz. You don't have to worry about breaking anything, which is nice. Things aren't typically built for stone, Ken. The boat shutters, it gives a quick little in place and begins to move. It's steady, it's faster than you thought it would be. It's fast the way the cars are fast, which should let you know exactly how large this desert is. Y'all are cruising at a solid 80 miles an hour. You will
Ooh.
be cruising all day and all night, which will be fun for you because that moon will never get any higher than it is. There is no sun. Y'all are just going to have to guess at when all day and all night is. Good for you. Um,
Looks
in
like you didn't need
silence.
your pirate friend after all.
Aye.
Melanie goes up to him,
Hmm?
goes up to put him in. Doesn't say anything. Just has a look of heartbreak. And just, you see, Melanie is basically 35 years old. But you see every line, the dark circles under her eyes, a lot of the tears that she tried desperately to keep behind when she said goodbye to Benny. I I really hope you find someone who makes you happy. If you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go sit down. And walks off and like taps her thigh again for talk. Goes to sit down, takes the book, opens it, and the only thing you hear when she starts writing, and she doesn't stop writing, is very quiet sobs. And she writes and she writes and writes and writes and writes and writes until everything comes out. She writes letters to Talia, to Melody, to Rhett, to Orchid. She writes to Benny. But every time she tries to write his name, it's like a frustration, something holding her or hitting her hand. She almost throws the book across the boat. She tries again and again and again. She tries through letters, through poems, through short stories. She tries everything and still nothing. She's on a ship full of people who are trying to help save the world with her. And she's never felt more alone. And quietly, she cries for the first time, trying hard to hold it back again. She cries, holding the letter of her processing everything. And by the time she is done writing, her hand hurts. Her eyes are bloodshot. She tries to use whatever magic she can to turn these pieces of paper of the letters, with the exception of Orchid's, into paper planes to send back to Melody, to Rhett, to Talia. When she tries to say, please go to... Send this to the one I care for. Send this to my friend, beloved friend. Please.
I'll make you roll for that. So,
Oh, I know you were going to.
people, look, we all know I'm an asshole. So let's go ahead and let's roll that part.
Okay, let's see, because I need to check my stats. Is this human? Yes, it is. All right, so I'm going to use figuring things out because this is something she's never done and she's desperately wanting to send these letters. At first, it was meant as a processing, but now, like, she realizes I can send these. I need to. I need to let them know I'm okay. That we're okay. Okay, so that would be 8. So hard is 2. Can I add for the figuring things out?
Yeah.
Okay,
And-
that would be a 3.
And if I may, I think after Melanie starts crying, I'm kind of like, sigh, hit the vape. Right? So jabs aren't fun if there's tears in it. Look, I don't know anything about magic. I know a lot about the wind. You want to go there? You want to speak it into existence. That way, that way, that way. And if possible, I'll give a die to help out.
Okay. Let's absolutely. In fact, you are, because you are a sylph, you are directly related to one wind. What wind was that? Do you remember?
Yes, I am I'm the one that's good at putting out fires. It's the where is it on my seed?
It's really
Westerly
helpful.
wind. The westerly wind. That's
When
it.
you have 2 people scared of fires, that's really helpful.
Isn't it? So here's what we're gonna do. You roll for me, Julie. Roll your heart for me. Uh Shears, roll your magic for me as well. 3 dice for you.
I'm
Because you
two.
got your
I'm 2 for heart.
and 2 for you.
The anti-Benny.
I'm gonna re-roll. I'm gonna use my tenacious.
Okay.
She's determined. She don't ever give an autistic writer a reason to fight. We will fight.
Fight.
Yalla, yalla, yalla. Hold on. I need to take a photo of this. I need to take a photo
Oh
of this.
Lord.
You
It's
get
like,
all
no.
faces.
Hold on. Hold on.
I wanna know.
Can you show me?
Yeah, I think you're about to.
I also just realized why I don't like Luminen.
A 2.
Like me not.
A 6.
What, like 10
6.
reasons? Wait, what?
Woo!
Oh my God, look at that.
Power of love, baby!
And I got a 6 too, so just that one extra whoop, guiding the plane back
Nice.
into place.
And yes, I'm adding Power of Love to the playlist.
Fix this.
Oh my god.
I love a
All right,
power
Power
yeah.
ballad.
of love.
Okay, let's not get
I got-
monetized on Twitch.
I got good news and bad news. Let me check with you real quick. Shears, can you check your playbook real quick?
Yes.
How much shadow has been marked on your track?
Oh no!
Oh, what?
I forgot.
A mechanic we forgot about.
It's a mechanic y'all forgot about.
Oh, I've been thinking about it.
Two?
About it.
2.
All right. So we got some good news and we got some bad news. We got some great news for me, the GM. You just rolled 3 6s, like such great success, epic successes. Su- all the stars are staring down at you. You've got, you have the universe's attention. Who who moves magic like this? You do. You do, Melanie. Go ahead and mark 3 shadow on your track.
What happens when we hit
Worth
10?
it.
3 additional shadow?
3 additional shadow.
Wha-
Uh that's so funny. You see, if you do get your entire shadow track completely filled, you fall to corruption. The void has managed to seduce you. It has managed to talk to you. And in fact, at 5, you may find that you are more open to hearing the voice of the void. That in fact, it may move a little
Oh,
less
fuck.
aggressively
Fuck.
and
Is
a
there
little bit more seductively.
is there a way to get rid of shadow?
I mean, there is. It is long. It is complicated. It is. I'm gonna let y'all know. You ain't got time
Ugh.
for it. You just gonna have to live with your bad choices.
Oof.
Also, why did I
Such
imagine the void playing Careless Whispers on a saxophone?
you should.
Adding it to the playlist.
Okay.
So
Um.
yeah, go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
as these stars stare down at you, as the desert itself kind of freezes. Over in the corner, Luminen has hit their vape. They've exhaled, and as they have, that rainbow scented air has whipped around off their breath. It's caught a curl off a west wind, which is the winds that their family line descends directly from. It moves with them, it catches the edge of your magic. The two of them together merge, they swirl, they form like this. It's not light exactly, it's warm, it sparkles, but it's not exactly light. And you feel it line every edge, it lines the paper, it outlines every single word that you've written. And the words themselves all lift off the pages and they swirl playfully around and they just vanish like little streaks of comets just shooting out into the night. And you hear very clearly, just you, Melanie, that was beautifully done.
Hey, eyes up, Melanie. You did it. Pat yourself on the back. All right, I'll be over there. Bye. Walks off.
She grabs Luminin real quick.
Ugh. All right.
Grabs her
You
pen, grabs her paper, quickly writes eyes,
eyes.
void.
Oh. Luminin crumples the paper. Be very careful just throwing that word around. But I read ya. If we want to get out of this alive, you treat that thing like the devil. Don't speak of it. Don't interact with it. Okay? Okay. Now, good job. You did good.
And she
No
writes
problem.
down
Here and there. It's, I'm royalty. Good to know how to talk to people. All right, I'm hungry. Bye.
she basically signs your name. Beautiful. thank you. And goes over to talk and hugs him for solace.
Um, Talk looks up at you and his he's tired and he's sad, but he's brave and he's with you as he says, "You have to be careful, Melanie."
Was I selfish?
Uh, Dog just kind of shrugs. Dogs don't really understand the concept of selfish. They don't doing a thing that makes you happy that is not a bad dog thing. How can that not be good? It makes you happy. It's not a bad thing. Therefore, it must be a good thing. Talk does not understand the concept of selfish. What he does understand though is that you tried. That's all he knows. He's a dog. Did you try? Yes. Good dog. You tried. Good, Melanie.
I'm tired of
And he
failing.
puts
I'm
his head on
tired of
your
being scared. Just, I'm tired. I'm tired of running. Talk. I'm tired of failing. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Talk.
All right. So we are going to leave Talk comforting Melanie. They are he is trying to protect her from the gaze he feels really kind of pinned hard on them. It's not something he can really sit between guard between, but he is trying. We are going to head over to the steerage of the ship where Topaz stands outlined against the night, and behind him the other two of the other denizens are milling around. Stella and Pi are up there. Stella, you're kind of perched towards the back of the ship, just kind of looking at things. Uh, Pi just kind of casually hanging out. What are y'all doing?
So the Nakonis, those were the pine trees back in Wonderland, yes?
Yeah, we're just gonna go from that. Okay.
Swerve.
There's no sun, right?
There is not. It is nighttime now. Night has come to these worlds.
Pi is kind of just sitting there, kind of going like, "Man, I should have ate earlier." The sun, like just sitting there, kind of like trying to see if there's any sunlight or if she can get a bite to eat. So she's kind of just like she literally just looks like she's doing this.
Are you a dancer?
Just
You have such beautiful branches.
rude and ugly.
Thank you. You have nice rocks.
Thank you.
Are rocks like do those do? Because I don't imagine other trees taste good. Actually, she's gonna like maybe take a needle from her hair and go.
Mm-mm.
I
Not
don't think trees taste
autophagic.
good. I don't think trees taste good.
You know how sometimes a tree's branch or fruit will fall to the ground?
Mm-hmm.
That is what I eat, but with a rock.
That makes a lot more sense. I thought you were just going to other rocks and asking if you could eat them.
I do ask permission, but what I eat is no longer connected to their core.
That
It
makes
has
sense.
fallen off.
That makes sense. I'm from Wonderland, and there's a weird ethics thing there where even though some citizens are animals, they go and they cook the other animals. So I wasn't sure if that was a similar thing happening. I'm homegrown. I make my own food. I just need the sun.
The sun will be blessed to grace your branches soon enough. Once we finish this, we will find a nice patch of land with plenty of rays.
That sounds nice. I'd like that. Okay,
This,
well, my branches are hurting, and there's clearly no sun here.
it's strange how beautiful.
Hmm?
It's strange how beautiful everything is that we are flying over. The desert, all of the shapes, the contours in the moonlight. But
Yeah.
it is so deadly at the same time.
Starting to find that a lot of things that are beautiful are pretty deadly.
That is true. That is true. All right. So look at y'all. Jo- Topaz with his game quite flat. I appreciate that. That's cute.
Yeah, Topaz is starting to pine over her. Hey, what's working about
He was
Somebody
just
please gift that, please. I beg you.
no.
here? Give you with the clicker.
You know what? Y'all is wild.
Honestly,
So
we have so many at this point. It should be gift.
so so Stella you're just kind of sitting there. You've tried to make some polite conversation, but they are just off in their own little sweet little flirty world. They
No,
are
I'm sorry.
they're just they're not staring deeply into each other's eyes, but that's just because they're staring deeply into each other's side eye. Like they're pretending like they're not staring at each other, but they are. Thank God there ain't no icebergs to hit. This is not the Titanic. Because
It's a sand
Topaz just
dune.
kind of like, oh, like he ain't watching the road. It's a good thing there is no road to watch. Um, so why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Why don't you look longingly over the desert sands and kind of how are you feeling? You are just like this is wild. Everyone else really kind of like saved your life, was caught up in the middle of this. You were just sitting on some stairs trying to count some corn. And all of a sudden, there's just this sad girl, and you're like, "Look, I'll go with your friends real quick." Like you thought you were walking them to the corner of the store or something. Now you on a sand ship. How you doing, Stella?
Oh, this is quite a big adventure. It's a lot noisier here than on the stairs. And there's no corn to count, but there are very many stars. So I think I'll start counting those since, well, those two are talking, and those two are, I think they're flirting, but I'm not quite sure. So I'm going to be busying myself by doing what I do best, which is counting. So, 1, 2.
You are going to be counting for a while.
Oh, yes, this is most fun. There's an abundance of things to count. It's wonderful.
Um, So, Stella, since you are paying such close attention to the sky and you are counting stars and you managed to get, like, you are quite fast, you managed to get a couple thousand under your belt pretty quickly. And as you do, you notice that the stars are shifting in a very deliberate kind of fashion. They are rearranging themselves. You're not quite sure what shape they're trying to take, but they are definitely trying to take a shape of some kind.
Huh. Well, that makes it a little more difficult to count. I'd like to see if I can discern any sort of pattern in how they're reconfiguring.
Absolutely. Why don't you go ahead and roll your mind for me?
Can I add a dice for nature knowledge since this is stars?
You sure shit can.
Thank you, ma'am. That is,
She has skills in nature.
I do. Two twos, a three, and a five.
Why the topaz voice?
I got stuck in it.
Okay, so here is what that five gets you. You see that the stars are whatever shape they are forming is not a natural shape. If they were taking a regular animalistic shape, the shape of any of the fairylands, anything like that, you would recognize it. Um, this is a twisting eldritch thing. You're realizing that the reason you cannot match a shape is because it's not taking a permanent one. It's shifting in and out in all sorts of monstrous ways. These stars are moving like they're speckles on something. Like maybe that's not so much sky as just a living thing draped over top of you all.
Oh, Navigator. I don't think I quite caught your name. Topaz? Topaz. The sky
Yes.
might not be the easiest way to navigate because I don't think it's actually sky. We might want to press on faster if possible, but that's not right. That's not the sky I remember from decades ago. Things could have changed, but it's undulating and skies aren't supposed to do that.
Oh, it is probably the void then.
Don't
Um,
Don't. Oh my! Don't say that.
even
You
I
really
know not to
shouldn't
say
say
that.
that.
Lumen walks over. Look, if we're lost, I'm a local. All right. So we're going. I don't know, approximately that way. I wave my hand, just wiggly in the distance.
If you knew where we were supposed to be going, then why haven't you been telling us where to go?
Rocky seemed to be doing fine.
But we could be getting there faster, which means you can go home faster.
Oh, that's a good point. That way.
Okay. So Luminin, what direction did you point? Did you point north? Did you point south? Or did you point is it east or west? What the fuck is it? Did you point
If
west
I
east?
if I remembered where Oz was, I'm gonna try to point towards that. If I have to pick a direction anyway, I'm probably I'm probably picking east.
Okay, cool. So,
I mean, probably everything's a little bit fuzzy right now, but that seems right.
all right. So Luminin points vaguely east, which is good because you guys were heading in a south-ish kind of direction. So Topaz, you quickly course correct, and you find that the ship is now moving faster, almost like it is being pulled towards Oz now that it is on the right path. And overhead, the stars are starting to kind of fall. They're beginning to rain down into the desert, and you're noticing you can hear as they fall, you can hear the crash and then a quick like a you can hear something fizzling as whatever hits the ground tries to rise and dies. Even the void is not immune to the rules of the deadly desert, but there is a lot of void. There is a lot of desert. In a battle of attrition, I am not sure which one would win. And I don't know if you guys want to hang out to find out.
Keep going.
Could
Full
you
speed
perhaps
ahead.
could you perhaps give us a boost with your powers, Luminant?
Uh,
You will be home faster.
yeah, no, Pyraise is a good argument. Okay, fine. Few steps back, Luminant kind of like props themselves up, rolls the shoulders back, wings furl out behind them, and
Ooh.
steady flaps of wind directly into the sail.
All right. So the ship moves significantly faster. Um, they it begins really cutting across the sands. You thought you were moving fast before, but now there is just you can really tell that you are out that there was something overhead trying to pretend to be the sky because you are now starting to outpace it. And now that you outpace it, you can see actual stars, real stars. They are colder, they are a bit less wild, they are indifferent to you in the way that the universe is indifferent to all individual life. Nice, good for you. The universe is glad you're here. It really is. It doesn't give a fuck if you stay, but it was nice while you were here. Good for you. That is the feeling that the stars are giving you right now as they twinkle down on you. But Jesus, at least they are real fucking stars, right? Awesome. Cool. You got this. It's great. Um, and in the distance, up ahead, you can see the very edge of some cliffs, not mountains. These are definitely not the mountains that you just left behind you. These are richly, lushly, densely forested jungle cliffs. You can hear the screams of very large monkeys, of tropical birds. There is a roar of waterfalls. Luminin, you know that you guys are coming in hot on the western edge, the Winky side of Oz. Specifically, that you are coming in on the southwestern side where the large animals live, the jungles. This is where the flying monkeys have their city. This is where the lion's jungle, where he rules when he's not visiting the Emerald City. This is the wildest part of Oz, but it's also the path least likely to be guarded.
Is it where the lion sleeps tonight?
A wee move it, a wee
Wait, oh wait,
move it, a
wait,
wee
oh wait,
move it, a
wait.
wee move it.
Oh,
Add it to the playlist.
Right.
Already edited. I know you guys too well.
So you wanted a fast path, you got a fast path. As far as civilization goes, we're not going to find it, but maybe we'll get to it a little bit faster if we go this way. Just maybe don't touch down because there's a lot of beasties out here.
Oh, I love beasties.
Well,
I'm one.
they adorable. They probably don't love you.
They might very well eat you, so
I'm willing to make new friends.
Wait, I don't think you understand the gravity of that implication, but all right, we're getting there, everyone.
Getting there. Um, you guys are coming up very fast, and as you do, you see that Luminin was mostly right. Mostly right in that this is
Yes.
absolutely a very thick jungle, and there are very dangerous predatory animals in a lot of places. but it's not entirely a place devoid of civilization. The flying monkeys have their city here. They have a trading post. There are very normally there are few to no humans or humanoids in this side of Oz. There are not munchkins. There are not winkies. There are not quadlings. None of the humanoid races really live here. It is primarily animals. Occasionally some forest folk, occasionally some stone folk, but almost always talking animals. But for the first time, there is a fairly sizable gathering of human beings. You can see them as the ship starts slowing on its own. Topaz, you are, of course, helping it, but the ship knows that it's at the edge of the desert. It's starting to slow down. And so you guys can see that there are almost 100. Is that me? There are almost 100 people gathered around underneath an enormous city carved into this cliff face. There is a large gorilla with golden eagle wings wearing an ornate crown, and he is talking to this absolute Shira of a girl. She is like 8 feet tall. She got she got arms bigger than a fucking muscle man's thighs. She got arms like this. She got thighs bigger than her arms. She's standing next to a very hungry tiger. Yeah, no, she's buff. She's got long red hair. She's gorgeous. This is General Ginger of the Girls Army of Oz. Oh yeah.
Oh no, she's hot.
Oh, she's hot. uh, and she is talking to this gorilla, the king of the flying monkeys, and they are deep in discussion. Around them, all these humans, some of them are ready to fight, but most of them are refugees. Uh, there are flying monkeys approaching your ship quickly from multiple directions, and everyone has definitely noticed you guys sailing towards them. What do you want to do?
Once Melanie has like calmed down, um, she looks up and Melanie has read the books, but she read the books as an adult. She grew up on the Judy Garland, and she's just looking at like these giant flying monkeys, and like on one hand, child her is ecstatic, thinking they're real. Present Melanie is wait, what? And she gets up. She's a little shaky, her knees acting up. Um what's going on? And her voice is kind of hoarse from crying.
We escaped the desert. We're close to the edge now.
She points to the flying monkeys coming towards the ship.
They're not friendly,
Uh,
apparently.
I'm sure they are.
No,
No.
no, Sally, no, they're not.
Oh, you haven't even talked to them.
They have a bit of a reputation. Trust me, I'm from around here.
You yes.
I don't have a way to deal with them. I'm very good at running away. So I'm just going to keep propelling the ship forward. Topaz can go ahead and keep driving. And if anyone else can do anything, I recommend it.
Ellie would like to try something.
What would you like to try?
Wild can have an ability called Woodland Call, and this summons a friendly animal. I'm hoping I can use it to indicate our friendliness towards animals.
Okay, cool. Let's take a look at that real quick. Wildcat. Woodland call.
Oh man.
All right.
This is a gamble. I love
Uh,
it.
It's a gamble.
I gambles are great. I love gambling. Why don't you go ahead and pork. What do you need to roll? Why don't you? I'm gonna have you roll your heart.
My heart. Okay. Can I use nature?
No, you already used your
I
nature.
know. Let's
Nice
see.
try though. I
With
You can
fully
only use
heart.
it
support
once.
that.
Two sixes and a four.
Boom. All right. So, good news, bad news. We all know what those sixes
Oh
mean.
no!
I was like, why are you celebrating?
Ah!
Damn it!
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna be super
This
strict
is
with those
fine.
sixes.
So
This
two
is fine.
shadow. This is fine.
So there are as why don't you go ahead and tell me how you use that and I will tell you who responds.
Have you ever heard an elk?
I have.
That's what it sounds like, but it is trying to convey friendliness and joy. It is the most high pitched, ridiculously giddy, almost laughter like elk call you have ever heard. And she just directs it as loud as she can, louder than her tiny little body should be able to do, towards this horde of monkeys that are flying towards us.
Nice. All right.
Everything
Now,
you have told me about elk does not make it seem like they're friendly.
No.
They're terrifying.
But it's a loud, and
no.
she's trying to generate the loudest noise that she can because they're still kind of far away. And having grown up in a forest, she figures that's a noise that you can hear real far away. She's a deer, maybe it'll be about the same. And at the very end of this loud, weird, shrill kind of elk call, there's a hi.
Not Dory speaking whale.
Yes.
Please help. I'm fine. It's cool. This is excellent. So, here is what happened.
Oh no.
You let loose this trumpeting, elkish, moose like little bellow. It's entirely too big a sound to have come out of you. Like a little cartoon, this sound is so big your feet do leave the ship deck just for a minute. It does lift you off. You literally come off the ground with the effort you make. It echoes across. It it carries. And when it does, all of the all of the flying monkeys, some of them are chimpanzees, some of them are lemurs, there are monkeys, primates, apes of all types, all of them with various wings, and now all of them have aimed directly towards the ship. But as they come closer, you can see that the vast majority of them absolutely look perfectly thrilled. They're not flying in hot and aggressive. They're not mean monkeys. These are excited monkeys. They can't look at that noise. Look at how small she is. Look at that noise. So they swarm the ship, but not aggressively. They're not pulling at the sails. They're not yanking at the ropes. Yes, they're in the riggings and they're on the rails. Most of them have swarmed Stella and they're all just, they're kind of grooming at you, but
Oh, well,
they're also
she's
talking to you. They're
friendly.
like, "Hello, that was a wonderful noise you've made.
Oh, thank you. It's my first time.
We never would have known it was so large.
Oh, thank you.
Did your ears help, do you think?"
I think so. I think they worked as amplifiers.
That is, the king will just be thrilled by this. Have you? I really enjoy your ship. It is the perfect size. Have you come to move the refugees?
Oh, that would be a conversation for all of us. I'm mostly just here for the ride. I was just told to
Wait,
follow
refugees.
these lovely folks.
Like Melanie will
Uh,
step forward. Refugees?
um, Now, there is a particularly large orangutan female, and she has a large spread of bright blue parrot wings. She's gorgeous. She smells like fruit. She's a bit bigger than you, Melanie, as she comes closer to you, and her hand is very soft. She knows her strength as she kind of turns you towards the pile of humans and non-humans gathered around General Ginger, and she goes, "The refugees. They have to be gotten away from here. The wizard's forces are coming."
She looks to Luminen and the rest.
My info is a little bit dated. I didn't really leave the Cloud City until recently. Um, Sounds bad though.
Do s-
What was your name? I'm sorry, I'm very bad at names, but did you say your name? And she's like trying, like, wait, did she say your name? Did she say your name? Shit!
she has not. She makes a series of orangutan sounds. Thank you, Leland, because I can't make no monkey noises. Leave that to you.
I so I ask again for Arnica. Is this someone that Melanie remembers?
Uh, not. You do not remember this orangutan, but there may be familiar faces in the crowd.
Melanie's gonna look again, scan the crowd, and if there's someone that like causes her memory to jar,
Okay. There are a couple of, you see a couple fawns, a small herd of them. The oldest of them is probably roughly about your age looking now. So they're probably two, three times your actual age, but physically y'all appear to be peers. And fawns grow as children at about the same rate as human beings. They don't start slowing until they become adults. So y'all were probably children at the same time. And in fact, if you were to get closer, you would know that you absolutely recognize that fawn. That fawn is one of the last survivors to make it out of the land that did not, the land that burned.
she's she gets closer to like the edge of the ship and she notices and she remembers like the pattern on their ear. And the memory triggers of a little in joke they had during their adventure. It was of the giant duck from Long Island.
Okay.
And she yells out, I know of a giant duck that lives on an island shaped as a whale. Can you find the tail?
Um, so your voice, it's surprising. It shouldn't be surprising. It's absolutely magic. Look, Oz is weird and wild like that. And it is nothing more than magic that lets your voice carry off that ship and over the din, because there is a lot of noise being made. But somehow the fawn recognizes, maybe just catches a hint or something. It's enough to make him start looking around. So he is the first person to see the airship being escorted in by a wave of the king's best scouts and guards, all of whom are cheering. Their wings are flapping. They're just monkeying. Oh, they're so happy. Ooh, monkey. So excited. Uh, You guys are, look, everybody has come at y'all sideways. They've been aggressive. Y'all have been tricked. But nobody has really looked at y'all and thrown a here's the hero party. Y'all haven't been greeted with waves of screaming grateful people. Y'all haven't had the parade. You're having that moment. These people, look, the only people coming across the deadly desert are heroes. At this point, when the sun is down, when the world is ending, and here come heroes on an airship, you are.
Muted.
Muted.
Why the hell is it muting? There is screaming, there is joy, there is. Everyone is stoked to see you. How do you feel?
Melanie is a little overwhelmed, and she's dealt with like big audiences, boardrooms, auditoriums for lectures. She zeroes in on the fawn and says it again, and says the in joke again. And when she says, "Can you find the tail?" My name. Can you find the tail?
I'm gonna have to let. I don't know how to respond to that. I got nothing.
When I
I
was
I
11 years old, yeah, I'll finish it. When I was 11 years old, I came here. And I came through the pines. I need to ask if you know who I am.
so you step forward as you're talking. You've run up to the bow of the boat. You are you've got your arms braced on the railing. You look wonderful. It's excellent. It's making a hell of a picture. You guys are coming off the very edge of the desert. You are just rolling in. You look fierce and brave. The wind is blowing your hair back. You're fire lit as you holler, "Do you know who I am?" And and the light has finally hit you. The fawn looks up and he goes, "I know you. You're you're human. You're Melanie. You got us out before. You got us out when the pines burned. It's Melanie. She'll save us. Oh, it's Melanie. Melanie will save us. Melanie will save us." And it starts rippling through the crowd. And more people are starting to scream, "Melanie will save us. Melanie is here. Melanie. Melanie."
Didn't know your friend was a celebrity, I say to Pi and Topaz.
I don't think she knew either until this moment.
Hmm.
She she's been around from what we can gather.
Hey, Rocky, you're muted.
Yes, I am.
There's a monkey that jumped in the way of your mouth. I couldn't see what you were saying.
Oh yeah, that's it. Stinking monkeys. Anyway, shit, I forgot what I said. The subtitles probably say it, but no.
Isn't it strange how they are all saying this in unison. They sound similar. Could something be controlling them?
It might just be happy. I mean, good to
But,
be suspicious, but they might just be happy.
but they all sound the same, though. Is that not weird? Is that a normal human thing?
I mean, I don't know much about humans, but I know that Oz has come on some tough times recently. And, maybe we are not able to tell sound from sound as well, but I think for now this seems like a good thing, right? We have some friends to help us, some friends to distract the you know what.
You just said they were evil like 10 minutes ago.
I was wrong, clearly. They love you, Stelly.
I know, this is the best.
Wow, they're picking you up.
Ooh.
Right, so Melanie, seems like you're their hero. Seems like you might be the leader that they're looking for.
Melanie grips the rail. White knuckle. There is too much writing on this. I know I failed. I know I failed. I will not allow the asshole that ruined my life to ruin anyone else. So I ask very calmly to all of you, Luminin, Topaz, Pinacone, Stelly, and she remembers like the proper request for aid. In the land of revelry, and on behalf of them, and on behalf of my world, will you help me? Please.
Well, absolutely, whatever you need, dear.
Tell us how.
I've been here the whole time. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. I genuinely don't know where you think I'm going at this point after you fed a branch to your dog, Melanie. I hope I made it clear that I am in it till the end, and then I can go home.
Look, Melanie, you are the last human left, and I just want you to be prepared for what's coming. You've seen this happen to people. Just ask yourself if you're ready for the leadership position. I know I wouldn't be, but maybe you're better than me. Who knows?
You said you're used to running.
That's all I know.
So do I.
If
Sometimes
oh my, I am sorry.
it's okay. I spent my whole life running. I'm tired. There's only so much you can take when you're tired. I
That is
don't want
true.
people. I don't want people to hurt. And there's only so much that I can tolerate. So I ask again, please, will you help me?
Luminen nods and straightens their back for kind of the first time, not slouching, looks to this big crowd of people, and Luminen's highest stat is actually charm. They are royalty. They do come from a long line. So they look to the big crowd of refugees and looking to say something inspiring. Melanie, the human here, is here to kick butt and manage her spoons. And she's all out of spoons.
All right, you know what? That was a great speech. And that also seems like a great line to take a break on. Melanie the human is here to kick
It
butt
is.
and manage spoons. And bitches out of spoons.
I would just
I
like
would
to say that
Knives out.
I would just like to say that my character mutters to himself,
Why not just eat with your hands?
Lord. You know what? You know what? You know what? We're gonna run commercials now. While
Nope,
we
I'm adding
explain
it. I'm
to
adding it.
Topaz why you don't eat with meat hands, we're gonna run commercials. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
Bye, y'all. See you
Bye.
soon.
All right, we are back and things are absolutely super normal. We are definitely not having a Game of Thrones, d- passing Daenerys among the people moment because that we all know how that ended, and we definitely don't want that for our friends, right? Totally. So it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Uh, Last time we saw our party, they were standing aboard the airship. They had just crossed the deadly desert. They are sharply under the watch of the void, even though it's no longer pacing them over the ship. They can feel it watching. Because of course it is. The most important human in existence is here. Uh, there is only one human left between the void's plan to destroy everything by taking out the four anchor worlds simultaneously and not doing that. Only thing left is to keep this one human off the throne of Oz. As long as Melody does not make it, the void wins. So, no pressure. No pressure. Don't worry about it. Um and while we have been on break, the king of the flying monkeys, this large silverback gorilla with these beautiful macaw wings, and General Ginger of the Girls' Army of Oz have boarded the ship. They have actually been speaking to the characters. Our party has been deep in discussion while we were all away. How dare they? Just rowdy. Shame on y'all. And there is an understanding, which is that two different parties need to be moved. The refugees are trying to get as far away from the Emerald City as possible. They do not need to be on your ship. But the girl army of Oz is heading to the Emerald City. There is to be a final standoff with the Wizard of Oz to try to. People are looking for Ozma. Ozma, the Princess of Oz, who has who was just put back on the throne by the last Dorothy, who has been ruling wisely and justly the way all Ozmas do, has gone missing. Uh, she went missing when the wizard came back. This is not how the story goes. The denizens of Oz are very self aware. They understand the cyclical nature of things. Most of them understand that they are some variation, the 10th, the 20th, the 100th. They get it. They know what's supposed to happen. They know the natural order of things. This is not the natural order. They don't know where Ozma is. Everyone's frightened. They understand that the void is winning in a way that denizens of other parts of Reverie have not. Uh, so the girl army of Oz is ready to fight. They are here to save not just all of Oz, but all of reality. They're willing to sacrifice anything to do it. They need a ride to the Emerald City. They are absolutely boarding your boat now. They really hope you agree, because if not, they'll have to take your ship because they're going there as fast as possible. um, and in the middle of all of this is an elderly woman. Um, she's quite old. Her long hair is very thin. It is a stark snow white in a long braid, falls down towards the middle of her back, and she's being supported by, I assume, her grandson, possibly her great grandson. He's 10 or 11, not particularly small, not particularly big, a very pleasantly average kind of boy. He's got, he's missing one tooth, is half grown in, big smile. He's a really friendly looking kid to be in the middle of all this garbage as he helps his grandma aboard the ship. This is the witch Mombi, and she knows ways in and out of the Emerald City that no one else does. She is being escorted by General Ginger. All you have to do is get them to the Emerald City, and they swear to God they can take it from there. What do y'all want to do?
Melanie, after talking with like the head of the girl army and the king of the flying monkeys, her back's a little straighter. She's still not fully confident, but she manages to like to have a good conversation and thanks them for helping us, for coming along. And she looks to the rest and asks them, "What do you think?"
Well, I think they're quite friendly, and we should help them out if our goals are aligned.
We
Feminine?
indeed have the same enemies.
We're gonna need every
Pie?
bit of help we
Feminine?
can get. We absolutely can use every advantage that we can possibly find.
I'm suspicious of everybody.
They are
Reasonable.
humans, and I know you said you had a thing about humans.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, listen, I think the thing is all too aware.
Hmm.
I think this is a big risk. I also don't think we have any other choice. I'm just saying to be careful, especially you, Melanie. What about
Okay,
your back?
thank you. And she trusts the opinion of the people in the group and also part of the group. And she says, "Talk."
Uh, so Talk has been look, most of the time Talk is a really good boy. He's such a good boy. But there's a glass cat that has come on board with everyone else. And this cat has every little glass hair on her body puffed up. She's trying to make herself look real big. She's hissing at Talk. Talk is making little bolts and little breaks at her because he can't help it. He can't help it. It's a cat. It's a cat. It's a glass cat. It's a cat. It's a cat. It's a cat. But he looks away from the cat that he's, got. She's perched on the railing. She's pissed, and he goes, "Yes, this is this is a good idea. We have to get into the Emerald City."
Pie's really quickly gonna go and get between Talk and the cat, just snap a twig and leave the cat alone, put it in Talk's mouth, and pick up the cat and walk away.
All right, Talk is stoked on this. This is a stick. You gave him a stick. It is a small stick. It is an extra good stick because it smells like a friend. Yes. He
Taking
trots off and lays down with it.
taking Pie's advice, she looks at the cat from a distance. I don't trust that.
Uh, the cat is it is a beautiful little cat. She looks like Hazel if Hazel was see through. Okay, do you see
Oh,
how charming Hazel's face is? How delicately boned she is? How big eyed she is? The glass cat looks like Hazel, but made of glass. You can see her little pink brain slip. You can see her little emeralds for eyes. Just wants to be all in the way. She's all on Pie, just walking through her branches, twirling. But Melanie, she's looking right at you, and she goes, "Well, I mean, that is very smart thing. You should never trust too many strangers, but it's very hard to keep a secret. when you're so transparent. And she stops and she preens and she shows you how pretty she is. And she
I'm a
goes,
dog person.
All animals should be respected.
Except birds. Fuck birds.
Some of my
No,
best friends are birds.
Don't like them.
Oh.
birds should be
Pie?
respected as well, Luminin. We must
Pie?
remain
I
in
used to have
harmony
I had a
with.
nest in my hair.
Yes,
You know what?
we must remain in
I
harmony.
I I used to have a nest in my
Luminin
hair.
takes
Maybe
like
it's a
10
bird.
steps back. Listen, we had a lot of
I'm a
things in the sky
tree.
that were scary. We had a lot of big birds. I don't like birds.
The bird's not
Melanie
there
does like
anymore.
the
I
finger
gave the
whistle
nest to
and it
Betty.
is loud. You wouldn't
Woo!
expect like somebody who is 5'4" and change to have pipes. But again, she's from Long Island. And you hear those sweet. Even when someone is transparent, that transparent, I don't trust. I've had a lot of people in my time, in my industry, try to pull one over. Pie, the cat leaves, but not with us.
Um, General Ginger does not like this. That is her cat, and she is not going to allow you to put her cat off the boat.
Not on the boat. She doesn't want it on the boat.
She
Okay.
does want it on the boat. That cat belongs to General Ginger of the Girls Army of Oz, and she is not going to allow you to abandon her cat here.
Pie's just gonna hand the cat to General Ginger. Here's your cat. I didn't want the dog to keep bothering it.
She takes it. She's petting it. The cat is purring. Now, this cat has been a lot. The glass cat has been around for a hot minute. She is shallow. She is easily swayed. She's not nearly as smart as she thinks she is, but she is very pretty, and she will do all the common cat things. And so people just kind of ignore her, and they keep her around. And like, yes, very lovely cat. No, she's planning evil. She's terrible at it. Don't worry about it. Like, everybody just kind of knows that the glass cat will align herself with anyone and everyone who she thinks in power. She will make every bad decision that can be made. But as long as you know she's going to do it, you can just be like, and yeah, no. Yeah, no. And just kind of pick her up and move her out of the way of evil. So Ginger smiles at you and she's like, I understand your concerns, but don't worry. We've got her. Uh, and
General,
yes,
you keep her in your sight. And she describes what's basically a cat caddy and tells and requests that the cat stays in there.
Lord.
Melanie,
Perhaps
maybe we don't anger the person who leads an actual army.
I just, so
Pie.
here's the thing.
It is okay, Pie. Some humans are allergic to cats. Perhaps our human is allergic.
There's
Well,
something about this one that I don't trust.
I just say you're allergic and start sneezing.
I mean, you could have tried. Here's the thing, though. Oz is the smallest sentient population in Oz is humanoid. Most of the fairy people in Oz are animalistic in type. So the fact that you have just kind of shown up and you're like, put the animal in a cage. That that is it's not something new to them. they have heard talk like that before. Like the wizard felt that way about animals.
I'm not asking you to put it in there all the time. I'm just asking that you keep your cat on your person. If not in a
Um,
caddy, if not in that, just just keep an eye on them, okay?
Melanie, I would
oh,
stop.
no, the
You're gonna offend everybody.
on board the ship, people have the ship has begun to move. The refugees are heading south. You guys are heading east from this western border. Uh, but there is now an extra tension on the ship. The glass cat is she's staying right near Ginger. She's never more than 18 inches away. And people are coming up to her and they're like being deeply sympathetic. That was so mean. I'm so sorry. And she's like, no, no, you don't understand. She doesn't mean it. I know how humans are. Really, she's really just trying to do the best she can for all of us. She's trying. Don't be mad at her. Not on my behalf.
Oh fuck! I went to high school with people like this cat.
You sure did.
Melanie's gonna go over to talk and quietly tell him something's off.
Um, Talk has settled next to the boy Tip. Uh, so Talk loves boys. His boy has been a grown up for a long time, and now his boy's not even that anymore. But this is a little boy. Little boys are the best things ever. Little boys stink, but they got that good stink that I was outside and I didn't take a bath, and neither did my dog stink. Little boys jump off things, and little boys have pockets full of snacks. This is a little boy. Now he's still Talk. I'm not saying Talk has transferred his loyalty. He is still deeply loyal to you, Melanie, but he is absolutely enamored with Tip right now, and he looks up at you from where Tip's got both hands behind his ears. Is just going. He goes, "Huh?"
She looks to the young boy and says, "Hi."
He looks at you and he goes, "Hi. This is Gosh, I wish you could have seen Oz in the daylight. It was so much better then. I'm Tip.
And like she squats down. How tall is Tip?
Um, he's like 5'3", 5'4". So he's about eye to eye with
She leans against like the rail and just says, "I'm Melanie." Holds out her hand. It's a pleasure to meet you.
So he reaches out and he takes your hand, he gives it, you know, one of those kid trying too hard handshakes with the it goes up and down one time too many, a little bit too far in either extension. And when his hand touches yours, briefly for a moment there is like a frisson in the jellies of you, the part of you that has started to feel magic. You feel something. You don't think he does because there's nothing on his face, but you most certainly do. It is a sharp hooked kind of yank.
Melanie feels that, shakes it off, and doesn't tries not to give any indication that happened. To talk, she says, "I'm glad you found a good boy." And she also says very quietly for his ears, there's something wrong with that cat. Anything
Okay.
happens, anything happens. And she looks to the boy. She looks to Tip. You, and then looks back to Talk and says, "You are a very good boy. Something in me says he needs to be protected. Guard him from the cat. Guard
Uh,
him in case if anything happens. I have a
and
hunch."
Tip hears just the end of that, and he just goes, "That old cat. I'm not scared of a cat." And he points at the very hungry tiger standing next to General Ginger, and this is for it is significantly larger than a standard tiger. She is a solid 18 feet from nose to tail. She is closer to a ton than not a ton. She is all teeth and fangs and terror. She is everything Battle Cat thinks he is. And he goes, "Now that's a cat to be scared of. She's always hungry. She says she likes fat babies. No one's ever seen her eat a fat baby, but she swears she likes fat babies. And I'm
Probably.
just kind of glad I'm skinny and a big kid now. Ha ha ha." He goes, "But no, that old glass cat, psh, I'm not scared of her."
Tip, would you be willing to do me a favor?
Yeah, I can help. I love helping.
Can you keep an eye on my dog? He's a very good boy, and he seems to like you.
But yeah, no, I'm real good at taking care of things. I take care of Mombi. I've been taking care of Mombi for his voice kind of trails off and he kind of looks confused for a minute. He's like, I, well, I don't know. I've been taking care of Mombi for a long time, I guess. And I take care of my sawhorse. And we had to leave him at home. And my man
I'm
Jack
sorry to
over
hear that.
there, I took great care of him. And he points. And as you look, standing over in the corner, just kind of hiding himself in the shadow of the mast, there is a tall something. Its its limbs are long, mostly peeled, mostly even lengths of tree. They are not cut down pie. They are fallen lengths of wood. They have been trimmed down so that they're mostly the same size. He's wearing a too small men's suit in, you know, gilkin purple, blue, gilkin blue. Um, and on his forehead, I should say, on the sharpened stake that protrudes for his neck, he has an extraordinarily large pumpkin. It's been hollowed out and carved with an unsteady hand. It's supposed to be a very friendly face. You can tell the goal was very friendly face, but the hand was a little steady. The knife wasn't as sharp as it could be, and there is something very unsettling in the way Jack Pumpkinhead watches you as you talk to his father. He goes, "I take great care of everybody. Jack does. This is like Jack's second head. I never let his head spoil."
That's very sweet of you. You're a good kid.
I would. Can I do my thing where I stand just completely still and become a shadow for a while? And then at the same time, I want to kind of be just observing this pumpkin fellow.
You absolutely can. So Topaz, it is a passive quality of all the stonekin that it takes more effort for you to the give an animation of life that organics recognize. When you just kind of chill, you are a statue, you are stone. There is nothing we would recognize as life in you until you move again. And you just kind of let yourself sink calmly into that space. Things are very busy around you. It's more crowded than you kind of like. It's a lot of strangers. Uh, and while you are observing Jack. What are you looking for?
Just any sort of nervousness, suspicious body language, um, just anything that I need to be worried about.
Um, so Jack is hyper fixated on Tip. Tip is the only thing that Jack looks at. He does not, he has been accidentally bumped into once or twice by people who are always politely, oh, excuse me. He does not notice. The only thing Jack cares about, the only thing those two big eyes, that leering grin aims at, is the boy who made him his father. Jack is very, very loyal to his father, to the one who originally made him.
Oh, sorry, I
You're
was muted. I just wanted to get a whole read on that, basically,
okay,
without seeming suspicious.
not a problem. Um, the ship is moving very fast through the jungle, through this endless stretching night. It passes through a deep, deep section of woods where the trees are bigger around. 50 of you could stand arm in arm and not encircle these trees. They surround a large clearing where a rock overlays like a miniature little pride rock, like Akila's calling for the Jungle Book. This is where the king of the jungle, the lion himself, used to hold his meetings. You can see that the original arachnid that he killed, the one that had been terrorizing this forest a long time ago in the time of the first Dorothy, uh, its children have hatched and they have swarmed. They have taken back the lands that were once their mothers. There are a couple remains here and there. There are a lot of webs. There are far too many eyes watching you from the trees in the darkness as you sail too fast through to be caught. Uh, there is around you a rippling sea of red as you begin to move, and s- very quickly everyone who is human or humanish, close enough, uh, as well as the animals, find that you are being herded towards the middle of the ship, and less human denizens are being put between yourself and the edges of the poppy sea before too much of that smell can waft over the railings and get to you. That said, it's still going to take you another 10 or 15 minutes to cross the poppy sea. You can just see at the very edges of the horizon something large and green glittering, the hint of the Emerald City. As it gets closer, as you guys are, especially you, Melanie, you and Tip and Stella, are really kind of being huddled together. Luminen, you're nearby, but you're not letting anyone really kind of huddle too close. It's just in your nature. But you're close enough to overhear um, as all of you kind of gather together. And Mombi is sitting right next to you, and she pats Tip's hand and she goes, "Are you certain you don't want to just, if you'd like, we could go a little closer, take a look over the edge of the boat. It would be safe for a few minutes if you'd like to look at them."
Won't that harm him? It seems like the humans are being kept away from whatever that is.
Um, The old woman's smile is very warm and very sweet, but her eyes are sharp and vicious. She is absolutely telling you to shut the fuck up. And she says, no, he'll be perfectly safe for a few minutes. Just if you'd like to take a look.
Sailor friend, Rock Topaz, you sail. Does it seem safe to have a child go near the railings?
Oh, uh, it's not safe for anyone to go near the railings. What, what if they fall in? What, what if they are made of rocks and they sink straight to the bottom?
All right, don't psych yourself out, buddy. Eyes on the air.
Okay.
He's a sailor. He knows these things. I think it's best.
I tried to stay in the middle of the ship.
Safest.
Yes.
Um, so Tip just kind of shrugs and he looks at Mommy and he goes, I mean, he does have on a pirate hat, Mommy. I should probably stay sitting down. And Mombi very gently pats his hand. She's like, of course, sweetheart. It was the last chance for, for you to see them.
Is there a crow's nest?
There is not a crow's nest
Hmm.
on y'all's airship. You did not need one.
Darn.
It's
There's one
fine.
on top of Pie's head.
But I'm paying.
Not anymore. She gave it to Benny as her going away
So
present.
Oh, that's right. That's sweet.
that's right. No, she gave away the nest to Vinny. So as the boat is kind of slowing and Tip is busy playing with Talk, Stella, the old woman, looks at you and she stands up and she doesn't move towards the railing. She moves towards the solid back wall of the ship underneath steerage. Um, it's fairly safe there. It's not, removed. Everyone can see you, but no one's close enough to hear. And she very much gives you a come here look.
Oh, well, everyone else has been so friendly. Let's go see what
Jesus
she has to
Christ.
say. Her charisma's a 1. What's she gonna do? Like,
This is the one. Um,
I thought I was
as
muted. I am sorry.
so this old woman is waiting there, and as you approach, just she has she has perfected that she has perfected that look, the look of the hateful grandmother, the look of the hateful grandmother who knows for a fact that the adults 10 feet away cannot hear what she's saying. So as long as the look on her face maintains, she's going to get away with quite a bit until someone comes close. And that is the look she has on her face as she looks at you and says, how dare you?
oh,
She goes, it was the last kindness I could offer that child, was this sleep.
I'm not sure I understand. Those flowers out there, they're meant to be dangerous, aren't they? Everyone seemed rather concerned about them.
And she goes, they are very dangerous. It, an exposure to them will put you into a sleep that you will never wake up from. And it was the last thing I could do for him. And he will never go near the railing now.
Why does he need to be near the railing?
She looks at you. You she goes, you are not human. I assumed you were a denizen of Oz, but you are obviously from somewhere else. Do you not know what that thing is? That is
No.
the cocoon of the Ozma temporarius. That is the Ozma. And he does not know it.
He's someone else, someone important, someone dangerous?
He is the anchor of Oz.
Oh,
We have
oh,
get him back to the Emerald City, and he will not want what comes next. And all I could do, this was this was all I had to offer him.
I'm sorry, I didn't know. I couldn't know. I'm sorry.
She just the old woman just kind of she looks at you and she goes, "Well, now you know. Don't get in our way again. If you thought this was cruel, don't get in our way again." And she leaves. She heads back over to Tip and she sits down like nothing has happened, and the two of them are having conversation of whatever the Oz equivalent of Pokemon is. That's what they're talking about.
Stelly's just gonna stay in that steerage area and kind of sit down, count the little grains of wood on the planks, and be quiet.
All right.
I think Pie's gonna look around and see her and go over because Pie's kind of been like around and she kind of saw her get pulled away by the old lady.
All right. So the two of you are sitting together quietly.
Oh, I don't like the way that happened.
The tension.
Yes.
Oh, why is my everything frozen? Like literally my
I'm so
fucking
scared now.
everything. Are you kidding me? Okay. My tablet's reacting mostly. Good enough. We'll call it good. I'll close everything else. Fuck that. So, two of you are sitting together quietly. Stelly's in thought, counting grains of wood. Pie's keeping an eye out, trying to figure out what's gone wrong. Tip's talking about Yu-Gi-Ohs with his grandmother. And the poppy seed has disappeared away from underneath you. And filling the horizon is the Emerald City of Oz. It sits on top of a gem cut shaped plinth that rises above the ground. Atop that flat, faceted face are hundreds of buildings. All of this, it is a very large city. It sparkles, it gleams, it glistens normally, uh, but its facets are dulled. They are smudged with blood and ichor. There are gates that normally are opened by a long green whiskered guard that have not shut in months because the bodies being trekked out. It's just that many bodies being constantly brought out to the midden gates and thrown in the piles. The wizard has been rounding up and making a display of his enemies. There are hammered shields of, well, snip 10. And on those hammered shields of snip 10 are a taxidermied lion's head. There are the remains of a tattered, scarecrow suit. They are mounted above the gate so that everyone knows, do not look for your heroes here. The wizard has got them. They are gone. Understand that this is not a humbug. At one point, this was a man with a con, but this is no longer a man with a con. This is a man who has made an active deal. Unlike many of the other void scions you faced who have been tricked in some ways, who have been influenced to, this is absolutely a full grown man who has made a deal. The end of the world's coming and he wants everything he can get before it goes. He doesn't care. So just know what you are about to face as you enter the Emerald City. Uh, the ship stops, but right behind one of these enormous, reeking piles of bodies. Um, two things are about to happen. The girl army of Oz is about to disembark, and when they do, they will be leading an enormous attack on this side gate. They will be trying to bust through. You can try to go in with them and make your way in through Oz that way. There are hidden gates. Mombi is headed for a hidden gate right now. She has with her Tip, Jack Pumpkinhead, and the Glass Cat. They are headed for a hidden way inside, or there is absolutely just the front gate. The front gate is there. Everyone's about to be real distracted with side gates and hidden gates. You can just try to sneak in through the front like you're shopping. I don't know. You have some options. What do y'all want to do?
Welcome to the wonderful world of Oz, everybody. Everything is unsafe and out to kill you, so let's choose carefully.
Uh, I would like to try to do. I have this is out of character, obviously, because I'm not doing a funky voice, but I would like to try to do some sort of earth magic to open up a part of the wall to let an army come in, let one of the armies come in from a flanking position, if that's possible, to improve the assault.
All right.
Kind of how, like, back in the day, they used to build a tunnel underneath the wall, and then the weight from the wall would cause the tunnel to collapse, and then the wall itself would collapse too. I kind of want to do that just with my powers.
Okay. Here is what I can tell you. I can let I can absolutely let you roll for that if you like, but if you do, you will have to go with the army to maintain it until they breach through. So either you will be splitting the party or the entire party will have to go in with the main fighting force.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, that's just an idea I have if we end up going in a way where that's beneficial.
Okay. What do other people think?
This might be just some bearing on our decision, but that little boy, I was told, while being given quite a stern talking to, is the current anchor of Oz. So maybe we should ensure that
A
he's
lot.
safe.
Oh. Well, that changes things a lot.
I would say so, yes. As much as the army seems much safer, they're going that way, away from the army, which is mind-boggling, but we should maybe I don't know. The grandmother was quite nasty to me.
And also, there's the cat traveling with the boy. We might have that thing yowling and exposing our position, because it seems intent to cause trouble in its very nature.
And the cat isn't attached to its general now, and that just seems suspicious and odd. I'm
There's
not sure
just
what to do.
there's trouble every which way.
Mm,
Melanie,
Yes.
front, side, protect the anchor, or go with the experts who might be able to hide us behind sheer numbers. What's the vibe?
Melanie takes out not the heart book, but her first draft. She thumbs through it. She finds a passage and closes it. We need to protect the anchor, but we also need to support our forces. And she looks at Topaz. You're the strongest pirate here. You think you can bring on the noise? Rock and roll?
Rock and roll. I'm good at the rock part at least.
Okay.
Right, so Topaz is going to be going with Ginger and all them. We'll be sneaking in. Does Pi want to go with Topaz as well, just in terms of you might be. I mean, I haven't seen you throw a punch, but you might be able to help keep people safe up on the front lines along with our rocky friend over there. What do you think?
Copy that.
Sorry, say that again.
I can definitely do that. I can
All right.
definitely do that.
All right.
2 and 3. Let's do this.
Okay. All right. Pie. Hit him with the broadside of the branch.
I'll just. All right.
I,
You know what?
I
No.
will keep you safe. No worries.
All right.
So, Pie and Topaz head off towards General Ginger's army. They join the swelling mass as they head towards the midden gate and then veer off to the side where Topaz is going to concentrate. It's going to take you a turn or two because this is a very dense crystal. It is literally made of emeralds. You're going to have to rearrange a very large chunk of gem. But in doing so, you will be able to tunnel the entire army directly from where you stand outside to drop them into the Palace of Oz. It's going to take you a few minutes to do so, though. Everyone else, Lumen, Stell, and Melanie, you fall in quickly and quietly behind Jack, who spins. He does not turn around, but he does spin his head so that he can look behind himself. He looks at the three of you. His expression doesn't change, but his voice has a very echoey, sonorous quality as it bounces around in his hollowed out pumpkin head as he goes, "You can come, but you can't get in our way," and turns his head back around again. Just keeps walking.
Well, that was intimidating.
Yes, I'd say so. I can't do that.
So,
Like
Mom,
Melanie just like tilts her head like, huh, and just like taps. Did Talk come with us?
um, Talk is Talk is with you guys. He is actually, you had told him to stay with the boy. Talk is with Tip.
We're a pretty big force of sneaks, aren't we? Well, let's just hope that our traveling companions keep in mind that we all have the same goal.
Yeah. Now, Mombi does something. You're not entirely sure what she does. She stands on one foot. She moves these hands. She stands on the other foot. You're not sure exactly what it is she's doing, muttering under her breath. But suddenly, one of the facets goes transparent and foggy, and she steps forward, and you all follow. And you are moving through the gyms of the Emerald City and looking out like monsters trapped behind the glass in the mirror. As you pass by, you are seeing horror after horror. The wizard has just gone mad with power. He is taking things apart. He is putting things together. He is a mad scientist, fully fully exploring the darkest depths of what he can do with his magic. The Emerald City has become his playhouse of horrors. Um, Tip has gotten very, very quiet. Mombi is whispering quietly in his ear as they walk. His face is very pale. He has begun to shake as he as she tries to keep him from looking out on either side, but she's not entirely successful. Um, by the time you
Melanie's gonna.
guys, yes.
Oh, sorry.
No, go.
Not using magic, but using the magic of her skill of every writing experience that she's ever had. She's volunteered her time at children's hospitals, especially for kids who are going through medical procedures, and she lets her voice come out clear and calm, and tells a story of a scared child finding bravery with their friends and finding bravery from within.
Okay. I do like that. I'm not going to tell you you can't do that. I will tell you that you are a sneak reconnaissance force, and that if you want to tell the child this story, I am going to make you roll to see if your voice carries.
And that would require heart or
All right, you are going to need to. You're sneaking. So for sneaking, I'm going to have you.
Maybe brains?
Yeah, I'm going to have you roll with mind.
oh, that's 4.
Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, no, I have 5
I mean,
shadow,
that's good
remember.
because you are going to need at least two of your dice to hit to not get caught. So at least two of them are going to have to hit at a 5 or higher.
Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow.
No, it doesn't do it.
Oh,
Ooh. Okay.
2 one,
Did any of
2
those
ones,
dice
a 2
go?
and a 3. Oof. But
No.
wait, can I use tenacious?
Didn't you use tenacious earlier?
Yeah, that's true. Never mind.
Okay.
Oh
So,
god.
um, it is obviously well meant. That is all anyone can keep in their minds and their heart as you step forward and you reach for tip and you start. It's not even like you were being particularly loud. It's just that the structure of the gym does not muffle sound. In fact, certain spaces of the Emerald City are designed to carry sound particularly well. And you only say a couple words before you freeze because you can hear just how clearly your voice is being amplified. The entire party, everyone stops. The emerald walls around you are literally lightly vibrating from the sound of your voice. And on the outside, people stop walking by and they turn and start to look a little bit closer through the gym walls. You have been spotted.
we need to drop secrecy and we need to go for speed. Start running.
Run!
Um, Jack Pumpkinhead snatches up Tip. He grabs him in his strong wood arms. He throws him over his shoulders, and he is abnormally, frighteningly fast as he
Ugh.
takes off. Luminen, you can keep up with Jack. You are almost the only person in the party who can keep up with Jack.
Uh, I'm gonna grab onto Stelly and Melanie's shoulders and just be like, come on, come on, come on. And kind of like how I helped Melanie and Benny before, I'm gonna try and give them just a little bit of a boost.
Okay. Uh, because of your power set, I'm not even going to make you roll for it. You are able to, uh, Stelly, Melanie, the two of you are stumbling over your feet. It is just barely the grace of Oz that you stay on them because you are being moved so fast that your toes are barely skimming along the surface of the floor. Um, you can just see little hints and flashes of Tip going, "What?" His frightened face as turns are whipped here, there. Jack jumps up things, he ducks around things. He is focused like a Terminator. He knows where he is going. And when you guys arrive, he is standing there, unwinded, unbothered, just holding Tip very tightly. And Tip is starting to fight. He's thrashing, he's kicking, he's, "What are you doing? Let me down." Jack is like, oh no. Oh no, my father gave me instructions. Because Jack's father is not Tip. Jack's father is Ozma. And Ozma has left very specific instructions that she must be placed on the Emerald Throne of Oz come hell or high water. And Jack is going to do just that. He is going to put that child on that throne, no matter what. Um, Mombi, who you could have sworn you left very far behind you, is waiting at the door. She no longer looks small and hunched and frail. She is still old. Her hair is still long and white, but she is very large. She is large like General Ginger is large. She's not quite as big because she's older. She's shrunk. She's only like 7.5 feet. But she is still quite tall and quite muscular. She is the first guard of the Ozma Tipperarius, head of her magic, the one in charge of in case everything goes wrong and nothing can be done to save Ozma, and Ozma must be hidden. Mombi is the one who casts the spell every time to turn Ozma to Tip. Mombi is the only one who can break that spell. And just because Mombi did not trust that she would survive, she has put the counter curse on the throne. Tip just has to be put on the throne. Of course, putting Tip on the throne will kill the child. Good news, not a real human child. It's a cocoon. It's a it's a shape shift. It's not a real person. He thinks he's a real person, but he's not. Don't worry about it. You know how when Janet says it's fine, you can push my button, I'm not real, and then she screams real loud when you get close to the button. It's just like that. Don't worry about it. He's a Janet. He's a Janet. So, the child does not want to be taken through the doors. The pumpkin's got him. Pumpkin's getting ready to take him through the doors. There may or may not be something waiting on the other side of those doors. Would y'all like to open them to find out?
I'm ducking to the side so I can't be seen.
All right,
He can
so
open the doors. I'm just over there.
Luminen is hidden. Uh, Luminen cannot be seen by anyone right now. Nobody knows that you guys are behind them.
Melanie instead sign language does not carry a sound. Thank God. She points to Luminen and I'll translate. Stay hidden. And Melanie knows that she's going to have to make a very hard decision right now. And signs. Throne. TIP. And says, through sign, she says, we need the anchor on the throne.
Okay. Um. So, with that understanding that regardless of what happens, you guys will not be interfering. Uh, the door is thrown open, and there is absolute chaos in the throne room of Oz. Topaz has successfully opened the gateway from the front into the throne room itself. The girl army of Oz is pouring up out of the floors. The wizard stands there. He is a white man in his late 40s. He's mediocre. He's not ugly, but he's not handsome. He's not fat. He's not muscly. He's just a fucking humbug of a dude. He definitely talked everyone. He's the kind of dude who talked everyone he knew into buying crypto, but then got out early and didn't tell anyone.
Oh no. Oh, the
Okay?
worst kind.
Why does
He's the
crypto
kind of
keep coming
dude.
up?
He's the kind of dude who buys
the
his
void.
suits off the rack and then tells everyone they're supposed to fit that way. Like, but and he's been given all the power and all the magic that kind of dude thinks he deserves to have, and he is wielding it. Understand that people are falling to him left and right. It is violent, it is bloody. He is slaughtering the girl army of Oz, but they are distracting him successfully. Tip is slowly being moved by Jack towards the throne. The wizard can't see them yet, but they're about to enter an empty space. What do you want? Do you trust that Jack can make it across? Are you going to make a distraction? How do you want to handle this?
Ugh. Like I know Arnica said that Jack is trying to get Tip on the throne, but also I don't know if Luminen trusts Scary Pumpkinhead. Um, so I think Luminen is going to continue moving quietly, and if there is any sign the Tip makes a break for it, or the Jack tries to give Tip to the wizard, Luminen's going to dive in and yank Tip over to the throne if possible.
And Melanie's gonna pull out the taser. She has it at the ready, and same. The minute the mediocre asshole tries to pull some shit, safety will be off.
Understand? I was like, oh no, is she chasing the wizard or the child? I'm like, no, if the child runs, she's gonna tase him.
Don't tase me, bro. Bro,
Range taser.
I'm
Throw
tasing
it.
the
no.
wizard, god damn it.
Bro, don't tase me.
I'm gonna follow Luminen, legs, haunches kind of tensed and ready to move quickly if I need to.
Okay. So as you guys are approaching through, I want everybody to roll 1d6 for me real quick.
Just one?
Just one.
Everyone or all of them?
Ooh.
Everyone.
Oh.
Oh, I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm
Five.
Scared, I'm scared,
I
I'm
got a
scared.
2.
One.
Oh!
It's on brand. It's on brand. It's on brand. We
All
have
right,
the
and
two
what did you
sixes,
have,
and that's
Knox?
it.
I got a 5.
You got
Woo!
5.
2 5s.
All right.
A 2 for me.
So we have 1 success, 1 failure, and 3 that just really didn't do anything. So here is the
Knox also got a
problem.
5 though.
Yeah, there were 2 5s.
Oh, good. We have 2 5s. We have 2 5s.
I was
Julie
like,
and Knox
Ooh.
got a
this
5.
whole time, I've been thinking no 6s, no 6s, no 6s.
Okay.
You're gonna tell me.
So Luminen and Pi, the two of you find yourself the closest to Tip and Jack. As the wizard is attacking the girl army of Oz, as they are trying their hardest to bring him down with slings, with knives, with little hand daggers shaped like hat pins, he starts to turn in y'all's direction. As he does, Pi, you rolled a 5. Your attack is going to be successful. It won't have the end result you hoped it would.
Can it though if I use my thing?
You know, it if it was anyone other than the Wizard of Oz, anyone else it touches, and he does have minions. The other witches, he has the wicked witches of the east and the west under his control. If they are nearby, if you hit them, it will do to them, but it will just disable him for a few minutes. Would you like to do the attack anyway?
Oh yeah. Either way.
Why don't you tell everybody what you're gonna do?
Ugh.
Tell them what you
Alright,
got to do. Tell
y'all.
them what your five did, pie.
So the way it reads in the playbook is I have a corruption called Foul Rot, where I mark 2 permanent shadow and cause one creature's body to begin withering away, and they die 1 minute later.
What?
Ooh.
Dark pie.
Now,
Pie
y'all,
unleashed.
what
Monster
you
arc.
don't understand is that Pi is tired. She's been at this a very long time. And she went from being a happy, young, fresh, beautiful sapling who had never seen anything more horrible than, basic Wonderland stuff. A head comes off, you put it back on a couple days later and have tea. And now she's been in this. It has perhaps too much attention of the void has gotten to Pi. The corruption is marked, and Pi gives in to that song of the shadow, that urge of the void to go ahead. It's okay. You can do it. Do it, Pi. Save your friends.
Pie's just gonna do it.
Um, it
So,
can my character sense if this is about to be Pie's last stitch thing or last ditch effort, or is there any way I can tell that the void's about to eat Pie after this? Or
the void does not eat Pi. The void does
okay,
not eat Pi
okay,
after this. She
all right.
just marks 2 permanent shadow, and it moves her closer towards corruption.
Got a little worried.
So
That's the only
Pi,
shadow I've marked.
it is. Congratulations. So your roots and your branches begin to writhe. They lash across the faceted, cracked floors. They squirm their way into these fissures in this perfect gemstone, and they come up. They come up around the ankles of the witches and the Wizard of Oz. They pierce through the feet, and they begin to grow upwards. They re- they push blood vessels and nerves out of the way. The witches are caught. They have no chance of escape. The tree, the branches and leaves burst out the ends of their fingertips. They come out their mouths. Their hairs turn to leaves. They are engulfed. They are dead. They are they become the tree that they are feeding. This tree will grow, will feed off their remains and grow into something. I don't know if it's something you'd want to keep, but it'll turn into something. The wizard, however, manages to pull away before they properly root. It has whizzled him. It has sucked him dry into something. It has palpatined him. He has been Darth Sidious. He's all whizzled and disgusting and gross. And he looks at you with fire in his eyes. But he looks at you, Pi. He does not look behind you. And because he does not look behind you, he does not see Jack Pumpkinhead take that last step and grab and sling the screaming child off his shoulder. And his tip goes, "No, please. I just want to be Tip." Slam him into the throne of Oz. And look at that, it's 11 p.m. So I ran out of time. It looks like we're done for tonight. It looks like we will have Tip or Ozma show up. Ozma has exactly 5 steps left in her. Let's see what she does with those 5 steps and her anchor, who is right in her line of sight when she sees her next week. because I'm running late. I'm late with everything. It's fine. It'll be fine. Let's say goodbye to everybody, and then we're gonna go do a raid. Let's go backwards. Let's start with Leland. Leland, say goodbye.
Hey everybody, I am Leland slash Leopold the Just. This has been so much fun. Yeah, I love everybody's characters, obviously. I'm not in any other streams right now, but if you're looking to play any games with me through Start Playing, go and check out Leopold. Just search Leopold the Just, all one word, on Start Playing. You can find my profile and see all the games I'm offering, all sorts of different games and various different genres. And I'd love to play with some of you. If you mentioned that you saw me mention it in any of the episodes of on this channel, I'll give you $5 off of your seat price. So, and something, I guess. Anyway, come check
Can't
it
beat
out.
that with a stick.
Yeah, and that's weekly too. That wouldn't be just for one session. That'd be like permanent $5 off. So.
Nice.
Dang.
Awesome. Let's say goodbye to Shears.
Caught off guard.
Shocker surprise.
Always be ready.
Is there any other way? Hi, everybody. I'm Shears. Uh, when I'm not here on Mondays and for the last episode next week, you can find me on my Twitch channel, Bloodthread Shears, all one word. There's a link tree in the chat for a good reason. I am Legion and many names. I'm also the head of Different Drum Photography. I'm a professional photographer who specializes in many things, with the exception of weddings. If you are looking for a photographer in the tri-state area of New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut, and certain areas of Pennsylvania, hit me up. I'm happy to travel, and my books are open for the 2023 season. Also, I'm going to be having my regular schedule now. Now that a temporary day job has phased out, so you're going to see a little bit more of me in the morning, and I'm going to be hard at work getting the yellow dress done. Um, I I was gonna have a special shout out, but that's gonna have to be saved for next week. Um, Arnica knows exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna actually save that post for another time, but okay, bye. I never I'm terrible at
Well,
ending
it's
these
my
things.
fault. I am always stopping us about 15 minutes behind where I intended on stopping us. It leaves for great cliffhangers and terrible timing for everything else. Let's say goodbye to Julie.
Hey everyone, my name is Julian or Julie CL on social media. You can follow all of these amazing people because they are wonderful. My TTRPG stream this week is I'm going to be on the channel that I frequently play with Roll D5. On Wednesday, we're going to be playing a game system called Thursday, which is very confusing, but it's based on Russian Doll. It's a time loop game. Which is going to be very interesting. You can listen to the Realm Tree audio series, a 30-episode fantasy audio series that I am the co-creator of. I also am, after two big successes last week, going to continue teaching acting and improv and TTRPG classes online over Zoom. And I will be finding ways to get folks who would not be able to financially afford it at least one or two slots in the classes, assuming the numbers are met. So follow if you are interested in those, and there will be updates literally in just a few days. And I will pass it off now. You're all wonderful.
Awesome. So good. All right. How about Rosie?
Hi, I'm Rosie, SweetRosieBee, just about everywhere on the internet. I am here on Mondays until next week, and I'm so excited slash terrified. The gut moths are real. Tomorrow I'll be on Greater Restoration. We're premiering Hymns of Humblewood, which will be a Humblewood campaign. I'll be playing Hecate Voithos, Crow Lady, Grave Cleric. I'm so excited for her. This has been a long time coming. And then next week, and I'll let Knox talk more about it, School of the Stars premieres, and I'll be playing a character on that as well. Also, just announced this week, I will be on a panel at PAX East. So Thursday at 7:30 p.m. at PAX East. Come to Tales from the Tavern. Other GMs and TTRPG professionals will be answering your goofy questions. I'm really excited for that. It is an absolutely stacked panel. I'm super excited to be included. But that's pretty much all my big news for the week. And next time I play with you all, I will be a different age. So yay!
Happy
Yeah,
almost birthday!
because they didn't mention that their birthday is this week.
Yay!
Yay! All right, and let's say goodbye to Knox.
Hey y'all, I'm Nox. I was Pi Nakoni, now murderer. Uh, vengeful tree lady now. You can find me at everything now because I got my Twitch fixed at Noxternal_7. We love consistency. I'm sorry, Shears. I'm not trying to rub it in. Where can you find me this week? Nowhere. I'm going home to visit my family. It's my mom's birthday, actually, right before Rosie's. I'm gonna go say hi to my mom. But next week you can find me here on Monday, finishing up Wish We Weren't Here, which I'm not ready for. I'm literally not ready to not have something to do Monday nights with this amazing group. I already told my boyfriend I'm going to be very, very sad on Mondays, at least for a month. But I don't have long to be sad because guess what? It's all Knox all week, baby. I'm here again on Tuesday for Game of Love, which is run by Gaskinator. And then if you miss me, I'm back again at the end of the week with Rosie because I'm going to be the DM now for School of the Stars, which is my mystery Kids on Brooms system in the town of Las Estrellas. I'm very excited for my cast. I'm very excited because they keep giving me like they're so nice to hand me things to torture them with in like a neat little bow, and I'm very very excited. The cast very much said that we can lead into a very horror based campaign, and they're gonna regret that. So
They probably will. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for showing up to the second to last episode. I'd say I'm sorry to leave you on a cliffhanger, but I'm not because man, that's absolutely the thing you want to lead off on heading into your finale. So, boom. You will definitely come back next week for the finale of Wish We Weren't Here, our terrible, horrible, no good, very bad road trip to save reality. I've been Arnica, your GM. You can find me here on Mondays this week and next week as we finish up. You can find me Tuesday, tomorrow, for the premiere of Mass, Helicon City with Anita the Lesbian. You can find me Wednesday on Valdorant's channel, 8 p.m. as we run Morphs in the Swamp, our Animorphs actual play using Blades in the Dark. I take Thursdays off. And on Fridays, we'll be back for episode 2 of Aliens. If you did not catch our Aliens show, the premiere last Friday, grab the VOD, hit YouTube. It was pretty good. I may or may not have quit my job on a spaceship like 9 times. It was great. Until then, check out our zine if you want something to read. You can grab it on itch.io, and we're going to go raid.
oh,
Oh, Lord, we
we
got
just got
raiders.
rated.
Bless your heart. No, we're going to see Neon Lights roleplay. Everybody, get in the car. We're going to visit Neon Lights. Y'all have a great night. We will see y'all later.
Bye y'all.
Bye.